Okay, I'm going to open the meeting of the Acushnet Board of Health. I am Dave Vignan, Chairman. It is Tuesday, August 29th, a shade after 5:30. I am joining the meeting remotely, so at this point in time, I'm going to transfer the chairmanship over to Mr. Fortin to run the meeting from the meeting room itself.
Can we get a motion?
Motion to open a meeting.
Second the motion. All in favor?
I'll second. Aye.
All right, we'll take over from this point. What I'd like to do is go directly to discussion. Dave, you have that in front of you?
I think he does. He has to.
Yeah. We're gonna go to discussion, and I wanna go right to, I'm gonna skip the first part of discussion, which is the service animal situation, and go to a request for approval for Title V inspector, soil evaluator, training, review of matters presented, votes may be taken. I don't know if anybody has any comment on that. Mr. Davinian?
I do, Mr. Chairman. I do.
Okay.
As well, most people know, when Joe brought this to my attention, I was in favor of the training being approved. However, Mr. Medeiros, his objection at the last meeting made me rethink it. And I remember I had a conversation not too long ago with town council, and he actually asked me to keep in touch with him regarding any and all changes within the office relative to budgets or any changes whatsoever, because they're approaching negotiations with the union for the department heads. And he said, basically told me that any change in what we do needs to be negotiated through union contracts and negotiations the way where everything else is done. So this is a change in the budget. This is an expenditure that is different than a normal expenditure that was approved in the past, the last budget season, and the last town meeting, et cetera, et cetera. So we're being advised by town council not to act on this at this time until the negotiations with the union are complete.
Okay. Mr. Medeiros?
I agree.
I'm not gonna go against town council. How do we get a motion on that?
I'll make a motion to table the request until all contract negotiations are complete, and we can take up the matter again at that time.
Second. Second.
All in favor?
Yep.
So voted.
Aye.
All right. So we'll take it up at a later point. The next item would have been regarding the trust fund. That would be money that would be used.
For training, more money, because there's more training that would be coming up, but
No.
based on this, we'll be able to utilize it from our line item, which is normal and customary.
Okay.
Rusty.
So, motion to,
There's really nothing to do with that.
all right.
Just put it on file. Motion to file.
Well, I think we should have a discussion whether it's appropriate to use the Swift account money for training. I don't know the answer to that, but I want to hear. You guys have been on the board a lot longer than me and know more about that Swift account.
We don't,
And I want to understand a little more as to whether that's even appropriate, to use it for training, versus what was it intended to be used for?
so, in the past, Dave, so I don't recall ever using it for that, but we've always contacted the trust fund committee, people involved in that,
Yeah.
to, to pass that through them before we ever made any decisions on how we use that money, because it's a very touchy type of situation. So when it gets to that point, if it ever does, that's what we'll do. We'll go through that.
I had reached out to Pam,
Okay.
and Pam had did a review, and we have some of the information in our office, obviously, too. Pam being the town clerk and also being on the trust fund committee. And she basically had given us a run through of what we could or could not use it for. And we did that in regards to, last meeting, we had to go into that in order to purchase a copying machine that not necessarily could be provided by the town to us. And that was allowed, and it was also allowable for us to use it as training. So, I mean,
Okay.
that's what I know about
I
it.
remember when we first came on, when Catherine Church was here, God rest her soul, that this trust fund was to do with the Board of Health, training for the boards of health. We never had health agents. We took care of everything, the health department. We never had health agents, nobody to help us. We all had to take turns doing different things. But that was to help train us guys.
Yeah.
For it to pay for training for someone that isn't a full-time permanent person in the Board of Health itself, I don't think it would be used for that. I don't know what she says, but I go way back, and Tommy goes way back, and we knew what this trust fund was for. If monies were shot in the town, that we would use it to keep the Board of Health going. Not just take it out and say, okay, we're gonna go out, like you said, we just bought a copy machine. It wasn't up to the trust fund to buy a copy machine, it was up to the town. It's town's machine. Once that machine is purchased, it belongs to the town of Acushnet. It don't belong to the trust fund no more. That's why I always said, if we have to buy a big item, put that on a line item for, at the end of the year when we do a line items, put that in. Sometimes things break, can't be fixed. And then you may have to go either for a transfer or jump onto this. I'd rather keep something like this to keep it as a little nest egg for us. If things did happen, there's no money floating around, times are not getting better, times are getting worse.
Yep.
You know, so
This
we
is
gotta
a-
watch what we do with our money.
This is essentially what happened with the copy machine.
You know what I mean? So, I mean, the town, I mean, when they need a copy machine down here, they just put in, they go get it. They don't have a trust fund to help them out.
Right. There's funds available for that type of situation. But as far as training and classes and things like that, I don't ever recall using the SWIFT fund for that.
No,
I-
I mean, him and I go way back.
But,
Yeah,
you
we're
know,
not-
like I said, we always put it through the trust fund committee to find out what we do. But Joe's researched it a bit, and, you know, like I said, it's irrelevant now because we voted against what we're supposed to use it for anyway, so when it does come up again, and I'm sure it will, we can go back and make that decision at
If
that
we
time.
really need this money, I don't know if Dave, can you hear us? I guess you can. The thing is, if we really and truly need this money for something, then yes, I have no problem.
Yeah.
But if it's something to do with the town, that the town's gonna, we say, what we say, something breaks down on your computer, let's go. We shouldn't have to go through a trust fund to get another computer. It's the town's responsibility to supply us with computers.
Sure,
Keep
so
the
what
offices going.
Sure. What happens with the copy machine is that we have one in our office. Okay, the town hall and the Parting Way building have shared ones. Okay, where we all have access to the shared one.
Yeah.
But because of the way that our office operates and the amount of copies that we have to make on a regular basis because of Title V inspections, because of people coming in, because we actually help out the building department at the same time, because they get the plot plans from us, we need access to a copy machine that's in our office and not running up and down the stairs all
I
the
have no
time.
problem with that.
So
Joe.
that's
We're
how this
sharing it
came
with
to
somebody
be.
up there, but it's still town's property.
No, I get that, but we have the option of using the one that's out in the hallway. But now we're gonna have to take our files down to that and print it out every time we need to do it. The last copy machine was bought through the trust fund that's in our office, because essentially the same situation occurred where the town said, we'll let you have a copy machine, but it's the one out in the hall. And so, again, it doesn't work for us in this situation at all because of the way that we use a copy machine.
So if we didn't have this Swift's account, Joe, the town would have to supply one?
Well, they might
Put it in
potentially,
your budget.
they might potentially supply one, but they're gonna make they're putting it out in the middle of the parting way building. So that the town clerk uses it,
We need it
the
in
dog
the
officer
office.
uses
That's
it.
right, we need
the-
one up there. We've always
Right.
had one up there.
But that's my point.
If ours
but-
broke down and then we could come down and do
We
stuff
could-
down here.
we-
I think Wanda can even tell you, she used to run down here and do copies, right?
A long time ago.
Long time ago.
So we could definitely have that debate with, the town administrator, with about, doing some sort of transfer to do that. But in the past, it's been a problem. Because again, they'll supply a copy machine that they already currently have, but everybody, the building department, the board of health, the town clerk, the
These are all different
animal
entities.
control
in
officer,
town, Joe.
but they all use, over here, they share all one too.
Well, that's okay, that's in one building. I
But
don't
this is
mind
all in
sharing
one building over there.
up there.
Yes. We have one that's downstairs that's shared by all the offices.
Does the BPW have one?
No, they have individual printers, but if they need to make a copy, they make a copy downstairs.
They go downstairs.
Yep.
Into what, Pam's office?
Or they have, no, it's in the middle. It's near the building department.
All right, well, for now,
Yep, we're
we're okay.
okay.
All right, so we'll go on to the next.
Did we ever have our machine fixed? I don't think
Can't,
they can fix
they
it.
can't fix it.
That's what I thought.
That's why we went in and did this at the last meeting.
I would say if it's not fixable, I would say go down for transfer. You need transfer to get in a copy machine.
Okay.
If anybody down here realizes what we do up there, I mean, copies.
I agree with Bob. I mean, I would think that we should.
Keep
Why
this as a
can't we
little
get-
nest egg for us if we need it.
So why, we need we need the copy machine, why don't we just put in for a transfer? I know they're gonna walk at it and probably say, why don't you use the
How
trust
much for a
fund?
new machine, Joe?
I think it was
35?
3,500.
1,000? What the hell is that? That's peanuts.
Right.
What's $3,500 for a town? A multi-million-dollar account. You know what I mean? It doesn't make sense worrying about $3,500.
Well,
If you own your business and you need a copy machine, you go out and buy it. But you're not gonna go share it with me with another contractor or Tommy another contractor. Say, go buy your own.
Exactly, but that's where we've kind of been put.
Run it
is
like a
that
business.
It's gonna either be shared by everybody.
I don't mind sharing it with people up there. You think people are down here gonna walk all the way
No,
there
no,
in
no,
winter
they're
time in a
separate.
blizzard
The
to go
buildings are
copies?
already
no, they're not
separate.
gonna do it from here and there,
The
it
buildings
would
are
be
already
shared
separate.
in our department.
Yeah.
Do they share the cost of everything?
That is all run through the town pays for it, but the town pays for
But
it.
it comes through our budget.
Yeah, it
goes in our
did.
budget.
It won't anymore after the new machine comes in.
All right.
All right,
I
so
mean,
let's,
everybody should chip in and say, look, the Board of Health has got a machine, we're all using it, we put in maybe $500 for paper or toners, whatever it is, I don't know nothing about that machine.
Yeah, right.
You know, I just
Alright.
called one and said, I need a copy, she makes it, you know, that's done deal. I don't know anything about that thing.
is Dave still on with us?
I don't know.
No, I think he's.
It's gone.
All right, so we'll leave the trust fund thing alone for now and move on to the next item in discussion. We might as well get that out of the way, and that's the service animals. I brought this up with Joe by how many times?
Yeah.
It's been a
Many
year.
times, yeah.
I discussed this with him and service animals and support animals and all of that, so I had him do a lot of review on it, and who did you went through? What's her name?
Cheryl Sabaro, which is the MHAB attorney for the Massachusetts Health Boards, that we can reach out to her and get legal opinions through her. And not to mention the fact that this was also brought up in one of our trainings, where there is a distinct difference between emotional support dogs and service animals, or emotional support animals of any kind versus service animals. Quite frankly, and to the point, emotional support animals are not allowed in food establishments, period.
Right.
The only animals that are allowed are service animals. Service animals are dogs that have a very special purpose, and or small ponies. Those are the only two.
Small what?
Small ponies.
Are you talking a four-legged animal? A
Yeah.
pony?
Yes.
Pony and a dog, small pony, little miniature ponies.
Are the only two
Are
animals
also
that
service animals.
are considered service animals. Service
No,
animals.
that's been for a long time.
Yep, that's been forever. Service animals have a very specific purpose, and the proprietors of a business can ask the person that is using the service animal what the purpose of the service animal is.
Aren't you supposed to have a card to show it's a service animal?
You can't have, you
can't
can't
ask them
ask
for
that.
Can't
But you
ask.
can ask what the purpose of the dog is. And the purpose of the dog is usually very specific to what's going on. Potentially somebody being blind, or epilepsy, or something to that effect. You can't ask the person what their handicap is, but you can't ask what the dog's purpose is for.
So
then
very,
make
very touchy situation when it comes.
Right.
But Joe, the people, I see people putting their animals in carts where we put our food.
Yeah, again, that's not,
That's a big no-no. I don't
The
care.
dogs-
I don't care who they people up there says. That's
And
a
if
big
you,
no-no.
if you go to the grocery stores and you walk in, because my wife was just telling me, oh yeah, I saw the sign up in the front. There's only, and it stated service animals only, service animals
Yes.
only. We have a couple of
which is
things
what,
that- So, but we went through this a bunch of times, and there's been several incidences in town here. This is what I'm more concerned about. I don't care about the grocery stores in Fairhaven or whatever. That's not my problem. Our problem is here, and it's a big one, because it's everywhere. So it's happening in a lot of a lot of the bar rooms. It's happening. I've had people complain to me.
I know that.
It's happening a lot. So we need to have them, and I've had a few places approach me and ask me if we had signs that they could post, and I said, look, we're working on it, we're trying to get the correct way to state it, which we have,
Yep.
and post that in their establishment. So that's what we have now, and that's what we're gonna try to get out to them, or
Yeah.
show them, and have them get them made up or whatever. We don't have to make them up.
yeah,
We
they
can
sell
just,
these
like,
signs,
you
yeah.
know, we
They
can
sell
show
signs
them-
like
we
this.
can show these establishments what they need to post.
Yeah.
So it's gonna, all right,
But can they restrict
So-
these animals going in a cart that you're putting your food in?
The establishment has to stand up to it. And yes, it's very
Yeah.
specific. These dogs are not, the majority, I'm gonna
A
go.
service dog is usually on his four legs.
Exactly.
They don't
And
put
it-
them in carts. No little
No.
poodles like this.
Exactly.
no, that's a comfort dog, or a comfort animal.
That's exactly,
That aggravates me,
That's-
honest to God.
That, you can't have
it
that.
aggravates a lot of
I've
people.
had many people
I
ask
like
me.
animals, but not when it goes with my groceries.
Well, it's the same thing when you're
Whether it's
in a
in this
bar.
town or anywhere in the state of Massachusetts or
Right.
the whole
Well,
United
it's the
States.
same thing as when you're in a bar room,
Or a
you're in
restaurant.
or a restaurant, and there's a dog on it. It's like, what's the dog doing here? We're eating, hello? So it's
How about when you're
happening.
eating,
all
the dog passes wind? You gonna
It's
smell that dog's wind?
Yeah, well,
Come on.
so, okay,
They don't say, excuse me.
so there's not just that. So we can bundle this all up now. I might as well get it out because it's happened, it's been happening forever. The Peach Festival, for instance. Animals allowed in the Peach Festival. Well, it says no dogs allowed. That's the way we had it posted, but you can't post it like that. You have to post it like this. where service animals are the only thing allowed. So, I don't know to explain it, but I run that, so
It's
this
tough.
is, so we're standing right, you know how many people go through the festival and it's packed, and there's people walking with dogs.
Yeah.
Well, guess what, dogs have to poop. Well, they do that. So now you have people walking around, you're in a field. That's the other incident, that's the other problem. So we brought it up to, the dog officer and didn't really do much about it, and I'll be honest with you. I spoke to a couple of police officers, said they would try to get it corrected. It has to be posted correctly. So I'm standing there, and there's a guy with a dog, and I'm busy trying to run the festival, and he craps in front of me.
That's-
And I look and say, this is the reason why we don't want
it
animals
up.
in here.
It's a
And
sanitary.
it's also.
It is, I can't go pooping.
It's
in-
unsafe.
If I
too.
went up to the Peach Festival and I decide to go make a
But
poop
my
in the middle
point
of
is
it,
that
I can
it's-
drop my drawers and take a poop and
The
walk
other
away.
thing is it's unsafe, because you get dogs in a busy place like that, and they get excited and there's a little kid around, there's a possibility of somebody
Somebody
getting
get
bit.
bit.
You know what I mean?
Or a dog fight.
So,
Service
that's just
animal.
one incident. My whole point of this is basically concentrating
If
on
somebody's
the
watching-
restaurants and the bottoms.
Tom, if somebody's
Service
watching this on
animal.
TV, they're gonna think we're mean, but we're not mean.
No,
We're
service
here
animals
for
are
the
very-
public health. We're not here to crucify nobody, we're here to protect the public health.
Right. Service
That's what
animals
we're
are
here
very
for.
specific, and they sit down,
Absolutely.
and they stay at their side, and they don't
Very well.
attack, they don't fight. That's not what they do.
They're trained.
They're very well trained for very specific purposes. They're meant to pay attention to their owner if they're gonna have a seizure, or if there's gonna be a
Right.
problem. They're not paying attention to the dog that's over there.
No.
They're not bouncing around, they're
Their
not
job
paying
is to
attention.
take care of their master.
Exactly. That's very specific.
So Joe, if I go up to the people, take care of me, will you, buddy?
So
Yeah.
what we'll do is, what I'd like to do is get this out to all of the
Can you run that
restaurants.
through the coffee?
We'll get this out through we'll figure out how we're gonna get it.
I can make you some, I got a printer that can print that.
No,
Well, we should be getting one soon.
Well, I got one at my house.
Okay.
When's the Peach Festival?
I don't need it for the Peach Festival.
Oh.
We'll figure out how we're gonna get these out to I wanna get them, I'm not worried about the Peach Festival, I'll handle that, because that's.
Well,
a
I'll
lot
look
of
into
things going.
potentially seeing if we can purchase a few.
Yeah, and we can get them out, I really wanna get them out to the bar rooms and the restaurants. That's the most important thing right now. So that's what we're gonna work on, if you wish to go forward with that.
No, when we first started, I was in favor,
All right,
because I see what people do.
so we need a motion to move forward with
Motion
getting,
to move forward with that and have copies made up, put them in.
get them
Yeah, I'm
into.
gonna see about
The different
purchasing
establishments in
something,
town.
if we
Yeah.
can dig up some money to purchase something.
I can make them for you. What do you need, a dozen of them?
I think if we can get, I'm gonna look at the cost of what they are, and if they're a little bit bigger, and that they're plastic, and that they're gonna last
Something more
forever.
substantial
Yeah.
than a paper, because that's gonna.
Let me just look at,
People are gonna
if
look
we
at
can
that, gotta
afford
rip
it,
it
we'll do it.
I mean, I can laminate it too.
No, you want something that
Let
can
me,
be.
I'm just, yes, if worst comes to worst, I'll hand it off to you, but let me just look into it. Like I said, I know that there was a lot of signs, I didn't particularly look into the cost of it, because I,
Is that sign a legal sign? What
Yeah.
we have there, that's legal.
That was through MAHP.
That is legal,
Yep.
because we have enough
That's
stuff to
from the
do without
attorney, the
doing
attorney
something that wouldn't be legal.
that presented that to us.
Okay.
All right,
Yep.
so
Okay,
there's a
we'll-
motion.
We'll move on with it.
Yep, let's go to the next.
Do what we
one.
have to do, find out how much they got, see what we got in the budget to do it.
Festival, I have to be,
There's a motion, is there a second?
What's that?
motion to move forward.
Move forward with that, with the signs.
I'll second the motion, all in favor?
Yep.
So voted. So we'll go back to, we got a letter from the community nurse.
I'll tell you, we had a lot of Lyme disease in town now.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's the biggest problem.
33 cases.
COVID is only 3, that ain't bad.
33 cases of Lyme.
What is this babesiosis?
It's
That's like the
it's a version of the Lyme.
Lyme disease.
Yeah, it comes from
That one's,
tick-borne disease.
that one's really bad. That's, I know somebody that had that. Not good.
Worse than a Lyme?
There's different
It's
situations.
different viruses.
Okay,
that are
motion to place
tick-borne.
on file.
I'll second the motion, all in favor?
Yep.
So voted.
Oh, and today I was at Riverside Cemetery, and I seen Bristol County Mosquito Control go in and taking samples down back where they're making a new parking there.
Oh, yeah.
So I seen them in there taking samples, bringing it out and doing so I know, at least we can say that we know for a fact that they out there checking.
Yeah, they've done 5,656 samples.
Well, I'm just saying, I seen the guy today from Bristol County Mosquito Control
Yeah.
picking up mosquitoes.
We get a motion on that to file.
I just did. Oh, motion to file the Massachusetts Department of Public Health Surveillance Program Report.
Second the motion, all in favor?
Yep.
Now we will go to,
And they got 21 positive samples on it, huh?
So the West Nile, they're starting to test. This is the time of year that the
Yeah,
mosquitoes start testing.
They're going crazy now,
All right.
mosquitoes.
we're gonna go to approve septic plans, 5 Tilly Way. I reviewed this, I don't know if you did, Bob, I think you did. We have variance.
We got 3
requested.
variances here, but make a motion to accept the variances requested.
Second the motion, all in favor?
Aye.
So
Motion to
voted.
accept plan as read.
Second the motion, all in favor?
Aye.
So voted. That passes.
Who's the engineer on this one? Joe? I get
It's
one.
Tivignan and Leone.
Leone.
Oh, okay, I was
Yeah.
just wondering who.
And now we have 7 Tilly Way. There was no,
Motion
no
to,
variances.
that's the
on it.
ones that I brought in.
Right.
Motion to accept plan as read.
I'll second the motion, all in favor,
Yep.
so voted. Trips Way, we're gonna,
I have to, we got,
No,
vote on that.
we'll,
It's up to Joe,
that'll go to the next.
you and Joe, if you guys want to sign off on that.
no, that one's gonna go. Yeah, I table that one. That one's gonna go.
All right, well, motion to table that
Table.
one, and we'll go from there.
Ain't nothing wrong with the plan, I looked it over, but
Yeah.
it's up to you guys to accept it or not.
Well, I can't do that unless I have another member that agrees, so.
You can't agree either.
No, so it's gonna go, it's gonna go to Fairhaven because of our intermunicipal
Okay.
agreement. It's gonna get reviewed
Okay,
over
no
there.
problem with that, yep.
All right. So motion to table,
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
So voted. 4 Trips Way subdivision, lot 1, Brett Pelletier, new construction. Looked at that. Can I get a motion on that?
Motion to accept it?
I'll second the motion, all in favor?
Yep.
So voted. And 605 Main Street, which has
4
1, 2,
variances.
3, how many?
4.
4 requests of variances.
Can we do 4?
Well, in
Yeah.
this, in their case, I think,
Well,
yeah,
it's a repair, right?
yeah,
This is a repair and a necessary repair.
definitely a
Okay,
necessary.
motion to accept the 4 variances. You want me to read them off? I can read them off.
No, that's all right. We can see it. I'll second the motion. All in favor?
Motion to accept plan as read.
Second that motion. All in favor?
Aye.
So voted, that passes, so they can move on to get that repair because it's in need, indefinite need. And it's been for quite some time, so it's good that they're moving on with it.
Yep.
Good. All right. I don't see anything.
We filed the Mass Public Health thing, right? The report, we filed that one? This one here?
What's that?
For the report back here?
The arborvitae stuff?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think I
Yeah, we
yeah,
did.
okay.
Yep.
Yes. All right. We have minutes to approve, are we good now? No?
Just vouchers.
Vouchers?
Yep.
We'll sign the vouchers. In the meantime, we'll, as far as scheduling the next meeting, why don't we hold off a bit on that so I can.
Well, you're gonna have to let me know, okay? Be nice at 5:30, it's a little bit more better for me in the summertime, wintertime don't make a difference. Summertime is tough for me.
Wintertime, you wanna do it at noon?
No, no.
Okay, just asking.
I'd do it. I can run away from work. Get out at noon, come on. Who's on the street? Hmm? No, sir.
Yes, this is open.
How about 4 o'clock
What?
for the meeting in the winter?
Hey, my name ain't Tom Fortin, you know.
You can run out of there, come on.
Yeah, and grubby clothes.
Some in grubby clothes now.
Yeah, right. You ever see, hey, Jerry, when you bring stuff to the shop, right, plans for me to review, do I look good to come to a meeting?
You always look good, Bob.
Yeah, right. I don't have a quarter, Tom, give the man a quarter. Now, what are all these?
Those are just signing what you approved.
Oh, that's not one package. This is,
No, that's all of them.
okay.
I just figured you can just,
You get me nervous here, I didn't see all of them, you know.
yeah. No, those are all the copies.
I'm not signing that, I'm sure I can't sign
So you want to tell them that that green license they can sign in is the new, for new owners,
Yeah, so,
Bay State?
yeah, Bay State, the mobile home park,
Yeah, we sold
has
that.
sold
Yeah.
and transferred ownership, and that's basically what you're signing there, the new license for the new owners.
Do they have to do a new septic system in here too?
Yes, they do.
Big money. We just did that not too long ago, huh? 10,
Yeah.
15 years ago? Now, where does Paul Hippolito down there? Is he
it. Well, he
did he
sold
buy
it
that
to-
place?
No, he sold it to them.
No, I'm talking about the bar room.
He sold it, he sold it.
In the process of being,
Oh,
and this needs to be completed for that to happen.
This
Oh.
doesn't.
there's nothing on the inside of these.
I'm not signing these.
There's a sign
Right.
again.
I'm not gonna sign these right here.
Right.
What is it?
That's fine. We're gonna send for the
Class.
Pat and thing. You gonna sign these two?
Well, I can't sign this one, Joe.
Yeah, that's the other one.
Oh, all right. This is for Sharon and Pelletier, right? Right,
Yes.
Sharon.
Just sign these.
Yep.
This right here. I'll leave that.
Yeah, you can give me that back.
Does that, the photocopy machine, does it do big plans like this too? No.
No, we do have one that we got though.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, we have one downstairs.
Oh, big enough to do a plan, huh?
Yep. That was one of the most excellent things that we got through, for the entire town.
At least it saves us a trip to New Bedford from Bristol County, right? They're not in business no more, are they?
I don't believe so.
No, I seen,
But the ARPA, some of the ARPA money or the COVID relief money was able to be used for that. Very lucky. We'll straighten it out.
can you imagine, Joe, I can't even buy a cable for my backhoe. John Deere don't have it. 3 weeks.
Wow.
Isn't that something?
Can we get a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn?
Second the motion, all in favor?
Yep.
So voted. Have a good night.